So I wake up this morning. It's been a pretty good week. I can't complain. I'm wondering, what's going to go wrong today? You can't have too many good days in a row, especially not this year. It's not possible. If you do, you should be worried. And I checked the mail, and sure enough, the three letters I hate the worst. Three letters I hate the most in this world. IRS. And I'm like, okay, so like sometimes there's some miscalculation. I owe them like $700, whatever. I opened it up, and apparently my tax guy messed up somehow on my return, and I owe an extra $10,000 by December 15th, 2025. I'm tired, boss. What is this? What kind of world have we set up where people in their mid to late 20s are just being milked like nonstop? You can't get a house. You can barely get groceries anymore. You can't have a new car. I do have two cars, but I have a beater, and then I have a beater for my beater. Yes, one of them's convertible, but it's 23 years old. It's Lexus. It's reliable, right? Combined, they cost less than a new Nissan Versa. That's how I live my life, right? And I know that's how a lot of you also live your lives. How far will they push us? Didn't we fight a war over this? In the late 1700s? Didn't we fight a war over a little taxation on tea? How did we get to the point where I've already paid tens of thousands of dollars into taxes, and due to some clerical error, I somehow owe $10,000 more? Merry Christmas. It's crazy. Like, what kind of what kind of game we've spawned into here. Who set this up? Who thought this was a good idea? Who thought this would be great? You know what? Like, we started this whole project, the United States of America. We started this whole experiment with no taxes, and we started because of taxation. And now we're at the point where, again, I don't make a ton of money. It's not like I make some crazy amount of money. I make, like I mentioned in the last video, what as a kid I thought was a grown-up salary, but it's certainly not enough to go get a house if I wanted to. I can get toys. I can't get a house, And then somehow on top of the taxes I've already paid in, I owe an extra $10,000 right before Christmas. That's great. You know what? I love this country. I love everything the way we've arranged it. I love the IRS. This is worth fighting for. There's no reason why young people are just tuning out, giving up. No reason at all. When I see stuff like this, like the amount of money is not a crazy problem in the grand scheme of things. I've calculated it with the wedding, with everything coming up, including next year's taxes. I'm about $110,000 away from my first dollar that's mine. That's about how much is already earmarked for other people, for other obligations, before I can go, I don't know, buy a new Yeti cooler for myself, get a fishing rod. I don't fish. You know what I'm saying? I hope that when we get older, Gen Z, you and me and everyone else, I hope we don't pull the shameful stunt that the boomers pulled, where they got to be hippies. They got to graduate high school with a new convertible Camaro. Everyone just had a convertible back then. New. I had to fight for mine. And mine, like I said, mine is cheap. Sub $10,000 Lexus convertible is what I'm rocking. That's not crazy. I can LARP like I'm a rich Pakistani woman, but, I know that a Corolla is worth more. So I played the games. If you looked at what I had, you might be like, what are you complaining about? It's the principle of it. How are you that off? I downloaded my 1099s off the IRS website just to make sure I didn't miss anything. Paid the money in, and whoops, cancel those Amazon packages for Christmas. You know? You forgot something. Or we forgot something here. We thought we'd let you know right before Christmas. You need, just give us a quick $10,000. Such a headache. It's like, good Lord. It's, like I said, it's the principle of it. It's not the amount of money. $10,000, you're going to owe, my dad always told me, you're going to owe the IRS like $1 to $3 million in your lifetime. You might as well just shovel the money at them. But when you're in your 20s, again, like I said in the last video, young people, pay attention to this. When you're in your 20s, you're getting started, and every little thing you do has a massive effect on the trajectory of your life and your finances in the future. The way you start the game has a pretty large bearing on the way the game ends. And I feel like the way we've set up finances in this country, the way, you know, I didn't even go to college, but think about that. Think about student loans. The way we've set this whole apparatus up is not very incentivizing to become a good member of society, because why? What's the point? What's the point of doing this? What's the point of starting a business? What's the point of making any money? You know, when you're in the, now I'm complaining and I know I've just had a bad day. This is a drop in the bucket. It is worth starting a business, and it is worth playing the game right. But when you get a letter like this, you ask why? What's the point? You know, you see these people out on the subways lighting women on fire in public after 70-something arrests and like 15 felonies. And meanwhile, I'm over here monthly, I'm shoveling money to the IRS monthly, and then I get hit with this extra 10 grand. It's not even penalties. It's just money they forgot to mention. You know, and you could argue that, like, okay, well, it's the original amount. It's what it was supposed to be. Yeah, but we were done. You know, you can't. Walmart can't sell me an item for $90 and then send me a letter a month later going, "Hey, actually, that was $500. My bad. Could you just send that to us real quick?" So, I don't know what to say. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'm having fun ranting. Really, like I said, this isn't going to affect anything majorly. It's just made my day sour. And I feel like YouTube enjoys rants. I could be wrong, but I feel like I get that anytime you have something to complain about, maybe you should put it on the internet. So anyways, that's how my day has gone. And this is what's in store for all of us at some point if you're self-employed. If you're W-2, don't worry about it. You know, there is a trade-off. I get a lot more daily freedom, but then taxes are the trade-off. I got to write a fat check, either quarterly or all at once, send them 30 grand, just like here. And then they're like, "Oh, that wasn't enough, by the way. You need to send more." And we know you have, we know you're paying off your credit cards. We know you have a wedding. We know you're trying to start a life. We know you can't afford a house. We know all your bills are skyrocketing right now to unprecedented levels. But we forgot we need $10,000 more for Somalis in Minnesota. We need $10,000 more for Hellfire missiles in Israel. We need $10,000 for javelins in Ukraine. And you can't have a house, sorry. Maybe we'll lower the rates later. Just keep paying those taxes. Getting nothing out of it. I don't know. Oh, do y'all have to deal with this? if anyone's made it to the 10-minute mark of the video, I think this is about the 10-minute mark. Have y'all had to do this? Is this just me? Or are we all feeling it? Are we all feeling a little annoyed at this system? And are we going to do anything about it when we're older? And I'm not talking about revolutions. I'm not into all that. But what do you think is going to happen with us? This is a serious question. If you make it this far, the 10 of you that listen to this, the 2 of you that make it to this point, when we are in our 60s, 70s, and we've had politicians that have been in power for 50 years, do you think we're going to be any better? Or do you think once we get power as Zoomers, as younger millennials, as Gen Alpha, do you think when we get into power we're going to be just as bad? We're going to go, oh, I see the game here. I see the scheme. That's a pretty good income that I'm going to make off of, all these under the table deals, all this insider trading. Are we going to do more of the same, or are we going to be better? Because this is gross. Especially when you think about how this country came about, this is gross. It's annoying. Anyways, that's my rant. It's not fully reasonable, but like I said, I think YouTube appreciates rants. So, take care. I'll talk to you probably tomorrow. Have a very Merry Christmas. And whenever you pay your taxes, just send in another 10 grand. Just in case. Because it's better to pay too much and get it back than to pay not enough on their because of a clerical mistake they made and then get the memo right before Christmas. So, y'all have a great day. Take care. See you in the next video.